Hi guys! Beep boop, beep boop. It's me! Surprise! Stim attack. And Sunny has been going on about Bricky and Warhammer, and Leah was talking about Warhammer, and Mia was talking about Warhammer. I'm like, okay, I'll look at Warhammer, I guess. I'm very intrigued. It seems Warhammer has a very dedicated fan base. I don't know. We'll find out. Let's find out. Okay, this is Bricky. We're gonna learn from Bricky today. Let me make myself smaller. I'm not the star of the show. I'm the pupil. Bricky is the senpai.
So, hello everybody. My name is Bricky, and this is going to be a long video and a large project that has been going on for quite some time.
Follow Bricky.
This is, I need two hands for this. This is every single Warhammer 40k race in kind of a nutshell, explained, a little bit of explanation, a little bit of lore, a little bit of talking about the tabletop.
That's what I'm familiar with.
What they're all about, and also a little bit of background for those of you who just have no clue what Warhammer 40,000 is. Now you see, Warhammer and Warhammer 40,000 is a universe people hear plenty of, but don't know a whole lot about. They see, oh, there's these dudes in big power armor with chainsaw swords.
You know what that reminds me of? Okay, so this is what I thought. Maybe this is why I thought Warhammer was the same as StarCraft. Because I think of like these like mech dudes in like power armor, and it also reminds me of like the Brotherhood of Steel and Fallout. So that's kind of like what I thought all factions were in Warhammer. I thought they were all like this.
And they got these big old green orcs, and there's some bugs over there, and everyone calls these guys weebs. And then there's some spiky bitches over here, and I don't get it. I don't understand. Where do I start? Well, this video is particularly for you, or for those of you who have a little bit of knowledge, but you're kind of curious about each of the different...
Me, Hag life, let's go! Why is it so accurate? Why do I feel like such a boomer right now? Me in like my Hag era learning what Warhammer is.
Races and factions in Warhammer. So overall, the Warhammer universe is vast when it comes to lore and background, and each different faction is so different with the things that they believe in. And some are human, some are transhuman, like where they all have all these crazy...
Whoa, those are cool. They're like steampunk robot people. Androids? Okay, I like them so far from the aesthetics.
Crazy ass electronics on them. You've got aliens, and you've got the chaos factions, and
ew, what is that thing? Look at Bricky's legs, by the way. This is giving me life right now. I'm pretty sure I had a pair of those leggings from Hot Topic back in the day. He is serving.
There's so much to entail that I decided to embark on this project to tell you what each and every single one of them is about, and what the Warhammer universe is about as well, to give at least a little bit of an intro to this extremely bloated but very, very enjoyable world that I and many others partake in. So, I will be explaining every single faction in the Warhammer 40k universe, at least all the factions you can play as, and...
Okay, I'm just gonna say, looking at this, I'm gonna give my opinions on their logos, and what I think I might like based on the logo, because I don't know what any of these are, but from aesthetics and titles only, I'm digging the Dark Eldar. I'm digging the Eldar and the Dark Eldar, preferably the Dark Eldar because I like emo things. Blood Angels sounds metal as hell. I like that. You would like them. Let's see. I like Chaos Daemons. The Daemons, they sound cool. Yeah, I'm happy with those so far. Dark Angels, that also sounds cool.
And some smaller factions here and there. I will not be discussing absolutely everything in it because that is a little bit much, and I'm not going to go too mega deep into the lore. I'm going to give you a pretty solid overview of each of the different factions and have you learn a little bit about them, and we'll discuss a little bit of the tabletop as well.
Oh my god. Okay. Is this why tabletop is so expensive? Like, is this a normal spread here? do you actually build an army with your figurines? With your miniatures? Yes. Oh my gosh. So you literally need like one for each person? Or what each person in your army? Like not like one of these guys wouldn't represent like a group of 10 or something. You literally need like one of each. 5 of those guys is $50. Oh, I see. So like people can spend a long time building their armies then. It seems like either you have to be rich to enjoy this or you just spend a long time building your army, like years. My army cost about $600 over a long time. Dang. Okay. That actually sounds really cool though. Like I've played with Dungeons and Dragons miniatures, but you just need like some monsters. Some generic monsters and like your player characters and NPCs if you're fancy, but this is like a whole another level. True, $600 is only half a Yu-Gi-Oh deck. True. So actually, we're all into expensive hobbies.
About that. But for this episode entirely, we are discussing the Imperium of Man, because that takes up a
Imperium
fat
of Man
chunk of Warhammer lore.
Oh, boo-hoo.
What is Warhammer 40,000? Well, the 40,000 starts off is the year 40,000. The 41st millennium, that's where it takes place, is in the year 40,000, 41,000 AD. You're already more knowledgeable.
AD?
Let me read you.
Wait. Isn't that like what we use for history? Is this Earth history? Or is this a different universe? I guess I don't even know that yet. I only recognize the Stim Empress of Peasant Kind. Oh, it is Earth. Oh, so this is not like Azeroth. Like, wow, this is Earth? It's future Earth. Oh. Thank you, Magic, for pledging fealty. Okay. This is future Earth.
You a quote, first of many quotes in this video. It is the 41st millennium. For more than 100 years, the Emperor has sat immobile on the golden throne of Earth. He is the master of mankind by the will of the gods, and master of 1,000,000 worlds by the might of his inexhaustible armies. He is a rotting carcass, writhing invisibly with power from the dark age of technology. He is the carrion lord of the Imperium, for whom 1,000 souls are sacrificed every day so that he may never truly die.
Whoa, wait, what? So this lord sits on the throne, he sacrifices a bunch of people so that he won't die, and he just sits there and does nothing except for be the lord? This is crazy. He doesn't do that, the Imperium did it to him? It's sick you're doing a Warhammer learning stream. I've been wanting to get into it for a while. I'm not gonna lie, I had no interest in Warhammer because I literally thought it was StarCraft. until the Glitch Stars girls talked about it more, and then I was like, wait, okay. I like me some lore. I like me some character building.
To be a man in such times is to be amongst untold billions. It is to live in the cruelest and most bloody regime imaginable. These are the tales of those times. Forget the power of technology and science, for so much has been forgotten, never to be relearned. Forget the promise of progress and understanding, for in the grim, dark future, there is only war. There is no peace amongst the stars, only
war. War never changes. So basically everything's horrible and awful in the future. It's just fighting and death and war.
an eternity of carnage and slaughter and the laughter of thirsting gods.
God, I love me some thirsting gods.
Everything blows. And it blows fucking hard.
It blows chunks.
Warhammer is probably the most dark and depressing universes ever in fiction.
I love this so much. If you know me, you know I love a good, tragic, horrible, Curse of Strahd type, everything sucks, the world is ending, and we're all miserable and depressed storyline. So I love this. I love this so much. I love how tragic and sad this is. Oh my god, this is great. She does. I've read her fan fiction. Shut up! We don't talk about my fan fiction here. I like to torture my characters. It's normal, okay? It's normal.
Or at least like top 3. Everything is so absurdly horrible, destructive, or overpowered that it all kind of ends up canceling itself out. It's like Dota. War rages across the galaxy. Interstellar travel is only possible due to sacrificing 1,000 souls a day to a rotting carcass of a man who you believe to be your god. Demonic gods and just demons tear open the fabric of reality on a whim. Other Xenos or even other humans end up killing each other in untold billions across the galaxy.
Billions?
It is a time of unending war, slaughter, and a bloodbath amongst everybody. Planets are deemed unrecoverable and are completely destroyed on a whim. Everything sucks. But that's like the charm of it. See, everything in Warhammer is evil. But being evil is kind of fun. Like, humanity.
Being evil is kind of fun. I mean, I'm picking up what he's laying down. This sounds great. It sounds like everything is just so evil, it cancels each other out because being evil and horrible is just the norm. I love this so much. This is where Grim Dark came from? This is amazing. I love it when all hope is lost. Man, I can't wait to learn about the factions now that I know everything is horrible.
Humanity, in its own right, is a xenophobic, prejudice, and religious zealot group that kill each other just as much as they kill all of their enemies. And they're like mid to high tier evil on the evil scale of Warhammer. Nobody is good. No matter who you are, everyone is some flavor, some color of evil. Whoever you pick, you are going.
Chat, what color of evil am I? What color am I? I just green. I'm the green evil. What is green evil? Poison? I feel like that's like associated with like disease and rot. Poison. I am the disease queen.
Going to be the bad guy, but that's the fun of it. Because being the bad guy is badass. Villains are cool.
True.
They look cool. They got cool outfits. They got cool weapons. They got cool armies. Villains are cool, man.
Villains are the best characters.
Everyone is a villain. Everyone is pretty cool. That's what makes this so charming, is that everyone can be the bad guy. So let's start off talking about the main bad guy, quote unquote, the Imperium of Man.
Okay, the main bad guy.
The Imperium of Man is the main empire of the human race. All of humanity is under this one flag called the Imperium. And about 10,000 years ago, there was a man. He was the emperor of mankind, a 10-foot-tall psychic demigod who led humanity across the stars to...
Okay, I know I'm probably jumping the gate here, jumping the gun. But does Bricky go over the gods in this game? Probably not, because this is just factions. But is there a pantheon? Because he's mentioned demigods a lot, and like they're important, gods and demigods. Yeah, kind of. Okay, because like this is like a 10-foot tall. The leader of the humans 10,000 years ago was a 10-foot tall demigod. So I'm kind of curious how that came about. But okay, there are lots of pantheons. Okay, I'll keep listening.
Colonize tons and tons of worlds, create superhuman soldiers, and really bring humanity into a new age. This man, the Emperor of Mankind, was a psyker. And a psyker is like a magician of sorts. In the world of 40k, there is the warp, the immaterium, kind of like hell, but sort of like a purgatory dimension of hell. And a psyker is someone who can take that power and manifest it through their mind to use it to do stuff. So
psykers are like psionics or whatever. This is like the magic realm or something. He's also an atheist, huh? So he's a psychic magic guy.
Witchcraft stuff, magician stuff, spells, and lots of other things, but we don't want to get too into that. The Emperor, big boy psyker, top
big
tier,
boy,
A+, maybe even S.
Big chunky boy psyker.
Created a bunch of sons. Yes, created a bunch of sons known as the Primarchs. He created 20.
Okay.
18 Primarchs to have them lead
Whoa! Look at this guy here! This is my new Oshi right here. Holy hell, he's my type. Okay.
all of the different legions of humanity to the different stars and planets to help colonize and bring it out. These Primarchs are basically like little versions of the Emperor. Not all of them are Psychers, but a lot of them are very, very powerful, and they lead his special Space Marine legions. Then this big
like champions.
clusterfuck happened called the Horus Heresy, where the Emperor's favorite son, the Primarch, Horus, ended up joining Chaos and leading 9 other, well, I guess 8, 9 of the 18, half of his Primarchs directly to Earth to fight down the Emperor himself. Now,
okay. So like half of them, of course it's the favorite son. Why is it always the favorite son? The favorite son is just one day like, nah, fuck you, dad. And he takes half of them to go fight the Emperor. the little rebellions. They're like the rebellious children. Yeah, basically a civil war. There's always one kid that's like, nah, I know better than you, dad. I know better.
You know what Chaos is? Remember what I mentioned earlier? The warp, that immaterium, the hellish place? In there relies the 4 Chaos gods.
Ooh.
Imagine like Satan and 3 other Satans.
Love this.
The warp being kind of evil, those Chaos gods, that's the reason. And so those Chaos gods manipulated Horus, and then Horus helped manipulate all 8 other Primarchs to lead this giant coup directly on the Emperor on Earth. And they fucked up shit. After this huge civil war, Horus died, but not before brutally wounding the Emperor. And right at the end of his life, they put the Emperor on this large golden throne
it's the same
Earth,
guy.
in which he is now alive, just barely, but slowly rotting away, powering something called the Astronomicon, so long as he stays alive, and is fed 1,000 people a day. The Astronomicon is like the North Star. If you want to do interstellar travel in 40K, you need to pass through that demonic warp I mentioned earlier.
Like a warp hole.
But how do you know where you're going? Well, the Emperor is there putting a nice little navigator right there. He helps navigate you to know where you're going. If you want to go from Earth to some crazy solar system across the way, you need to go through that warp, and then you need to know where you're going, go through there, and pop your way out. It's like doing nether travel in Minecraft.
It's like fast travel. So the Emperor, somehow, because he's a super psionic guy, can help you with your warp travel, your fast travel. You just gotta know where you want to go. You gotta visualize it. You gotta manifest it. And you go through the wormhole. And the Emperor's like, I got you, boo. And pew! Bing! He's a GPS. He's a GPS. He's a rotting corpse GPS. Yeah.
So you can shorten the distance between going to areas. So long as the Emperor is alive and being fed 1,000 people a day to stay alive, you can do that. The moment he dies, interstellar travel's gone for all of humanity. You're so boned. Now, since the Horus Heresy 10,000 years ago, the Imperium has fallen from grace substantially. All technology has started to dwindle and die. There is now giant fundamental religious extremists that now believe the Emperor of Mankind was a deity, a true living God,
he's a demigod.
Which is probably the last thing the Emperor would have wanted to be remembered for. So now you have this thing called the Ecclesiarchy, which is this giant church entirely devoted to spreading
church sighted. There's always a church. The Ecclesiarchy.
The good word of the Emperor. He is now the Holy Emperor God, the God Emperor of mankind. And
so did the church just make him the God Emperor, where they're just like, we decide you're the God Emperor now. You might not be a god, but you are now. And we're in charge. And we're in charge of this. So you can't say nothing, Emperor, so you're the God Emperor now, and we call the shots because we are the church.
And all of the Imperium has taken up worshiping him to the fullest extent and killing anything that isn't humanity in his name. The Imperium has this futuristic gothic tone to it and a hefty religious zealotry to them. If you think anything against the Emperor, that's heresy and you deserve to die. That is called being a heretic.
This is like George Orwell
Heretics
type
die in
vibes.
40k. There is no such thing as freedom of religion. There is no such thing as freedom of speech, so long as you are against the Emperor. There is no such thing as any kind of tolerance. Everyone is a religious zealot.
Oh my
Some more than
God!
others,
Holy!
but no matter what, you're preaching that good word. So right now,
Preach, brother,
everyone in
preach.
humanity is trying to expand their empire across the stars. If you are a heretic, someone who doesn't believe in the Emperor, you are deserving.
Wait, 40k is racist and racism is good in 40k? Warhammer 40k? I'm picking up. It seems very dystopian almost. It's giving 1980. Wait, is it 1984? George Orwell. Like everything you do, we know about it. No freedom of speech. No freedom. Just no freedom. Believe or die. 1984-esque. Yeah. Grim, dark. Everything sucks. This is just like hope is heresy. You do not need hope, for we have the Emperor. Yeah, it's very brainwashy.
Of death. If you believe in the chaos gods, you are also a heretic and you deserve.
Oh, I believe in the chaos gods. I'm pledging my faith right now 100% to the chaos gods. I don't know nothing about them, but they look cool as hell. They have a cool name and they're evil as heck. So I'm a chaos god enjoyer. I'm saying that right now.
Deserve death. If you are an alien race of any kind, you are a filthy Xenos and you deserve death as well. So long as the murder continues and humanity expands, the Imperium of Man is very, very happy. However, the largest fighting force of this Imperium is my personal favorite faction, and the first faction we will discuss, the Astra Militarum, or also known as the Imperial Guard.
Pretty shit now, man. You finished? That's it, man. Game over, man.
The Imperial Guard.
Game over, man. Heretic Stim. Yeah, I feel this will be a very heretic stream. I don't know what that is yet, but yes. You will love these guys.
Guard is the main fighting force of the Imperium, and in a world of horrifying creatures, galactic monstrosities, the literal demons themselves breaking through the fabric of time to kill you,
cool.
The Imperial Guard are untold billions of regular men and women wearing modern day like flak
just the
armor
normal
with
dudes.
a laser rifle.
Oh
This
my
is the
God!
humble-
This is the normal guy in the fantasy world, just like trying to survive. This is a normal army guy fighting demons and like aliens and stuff. This is crazy. Like what? They're just like, I got my army gear from 2020. I got my little laser rifle. And I'm ready to fight, man. We can kill a god if we throw enough guys at it. Crazy. They're literally born to be cannon fodder. Wow.
Las gun, the main weapon of the Imperial Guard. It fires superheated plasma lasers at an extremely fast fire rate. It is reliable, never jams. It can blow off limbs, giant holes in concrete. It is overall an extremely devastating weapon in modern day.
Yeah,
it is
modern day.
One of the weakest in the 40k universe. Yeah, a laser rifle that never jams, it could blow off limbs, one of the weakest weapons.
Oh my God.
That's the world we're in right now. But who cares?
So he's saying that they're power crept. They're power crept massively. They've got like a little flashlight versus like, I don't know what the other weapons are. Weapons of mass destruction.
Because the Imperial Guard has, in each battle, 500,000 of these men and women. 30,000 large armored tanks, 10,000 artillery batteries. The Imperial Guard wins through sheer numbers and firepower. They kind of have this World War I, World War II style aesthetic with legions of guardsmen as well as high company commanders and generals
like
on the field
ants
along with them, and multiple kinds of troops. A normal Imperial Guard battle starts off with artillery, long lines of artillery, cracking the crust of the planet.
What is with these, like, skulls? Do they got necromancers in the army too? That's hella cool. This is what I'm about. I'm about that, like, necromancer dark magic stuff, but I mean, the tanks are cool too. Or is that just, like, is that their, for the Emperor? Nah, they just decorate with skulls. They just got aura. It's part of the vibe, man. Okay, fair.
Underneath the enemy's feet. And as this barrage continues, hundreds of thousands of guardsmen, a sea of guardsmen surges forward, firing and charging at everything possible while the planet rumbles as tanks roll up behind them.
That's
Gunships
cool.
block out the sun and tanks block out the dirt with the steps and hoof prints of millions of guardsmen. It is through numbers and
I have to pause for 1 second.
sheer sundering firepower. They are the first and last.
Okay, I'm sorry to keep interrupting, but Bricky would make a great person to do audiobooks. Like, his voice just really suits this kind of environment, I guess. It really suits. He has really good emphasis on things.
Line of defense for the Imperium and make up a huge bulk of the battles. The Imperial Guard is also made up of tons of different kinds of regiments. The Catachin jungle fighters live in a death
It's
world
Rambo!
that's more hospitable than almost any firefight they'll
Rambo!
ever get into. So they just have this
Holy hell!
steroid-looking giant knife Rambo.
It's Arnold
predator-looking
Schwarzenegger.
Sons of bitches.
It's
where
literally
nothing is
Rambo.
anywhere near as scary as a simple knight on their home planet. You have the Valhallan Winter Soldiers who haven't built their toes in 300 years. The Mordian Iron Guard, who are more interested in...
Are these, like, all based on, like, real armies? Because it looks like it. No shot, Rambo got power crept.
making their shoes shine.
It's like
than
British or
actually fighting
something.
the battle. And then, of course, the big one, the Cadians.
America!
Cadia.
The Canadians?
The biggest export of
That's what
guardsmen
the
in the
subtitle
entirety
said.
of the Imperium. You will fire your first gun at 5. You will
Oh my
disassemble it
God.
and reassemble it at 10. You will have pounding artillery drills day in and day out at 15. And you'll fight your first swarm lord at 16.
Oh!
And if you mention Cadia, you will burst into an unrelenting amount of tears and sadness like I do daily. To quote, I have at my command an entire battle group of the Imperial Guard. 50 regiments, including specialized drop troops, stealthers, mechanized formations, armored companies, combat engineers, and mobile artillery.
Whoa.
Over 500,000 fighting men and 30,000 tanks and artillery pieces are mine to command. Emperor, show mercy to the fool that stands against me, for I shall not. The Imperial Guard are my personal favorite.
These guys are
faction in 40K.
badass.
They're the army I collect the most, the ones I enjoy playing the most, and the one I enjoy in the lore sense a lot. There's something about...
So are these like child soldiers, basically? Like the Cadians? Cadians? Cadias? These guys are like born to be a soldier. They don't know anything else. They're just like, well, your first toy is a gun. Better not shoot yourself. And then you're just fighting demons as a teenager? They are the soldiers who are trained from childhood. Yeah, it's like child soldiers. It's basically your life is to just be a soldier. That is all you know. There's no like career path for you. It's like you are born, you will be a soldier. That is your life. That is your livelihood. You have no other choices.
Just a regular man with a laser rifle being told to charge the horrors of this universe and willingly doing so for his god emperor. It's just poetic. They actually represent the main Imperial Guard tactics pretty well. Large amounts of artillery that doesn't require a line of sight, lots of tanks, tons of infantry, drop troops, and gunships. Overall, they're pretty similar to how they sound, though a little bit expensive to collect, unfortunately. And they don't hit a lot. They have a bit of a bad aim, but you don't really care because you're just drowning them.
Because you got so many of them.
However, if you want more accurate fire and specialization, we can move on to talk about Space Marines.
Space Marines.
The Angels of Death are up next.
The
Space
power
Marines are
suits.
genetically engineered super soldiers and superhumans. They're given extra organs, their skin tissue is toughened, their bones are stronger, they're taller than the average person.
This is like Captain America, but like with armored suits on. These are like the engineered human war machine tools, soldiers. That makes sense. Master Chief. Oh yeah. Okay. So the other guys, they're the normal guys. The Space Marines, they're the buff guys that have been given like plastic surgery to become superhuman.
They're pretty massive people, and these are the specialized super soldiers that carry out a lot of more specific tasks for the Imperium. And there's tons of legions of them. In fact, there's one per Primarch. Each Primarch, the Emperor's son, as I mentioned before, oversees their legion of Space Marines.
Oh, that's
the
cool.
Genetic upgrade.
So each Primarch has his or her own special legion of Space Marines. That's cool. So they're all like color coded.
Grade they get is based on the genes of said Primarch. It's like
that's cool.
Seed. That's what brings them up to this like superhuman level. As stated, each Primarch has their own legion. Robot Girly Man has the Ultramarines. Jagatai Khan has the White Scars. Rogel Dorn has the Imperial Fists. Corvus Corax has the Raven Guard.
Cool.
There's a whole bunch
Raven
of
Guard,
other
I
side
like
sections
them.
that are also extremely interesting and have a little bit more of a twist on the average Space Marines, which we will discuss in a bit.
That's
Humorously
cool.
enough, I don't have a whole lot to say about Space Marines. They're superhumanly fast. In fact, it's been said that nothing that large should move that quick. These men in power armor moving at blazing fast speeds. Their reflexes are faster. Their skin is tougher. They are overall just extremely powerful soldiers. In fact, where they differ comes down to which Space Marine Legion we're talking about. For instance, the Ultramarines done by Robot.
Of course, you like Conrad and his legion. Oh, is the Ravens the guy that I liked that looked emo with the black hair? That's so funny. I just like emo things, okay? I like the goth Marines.
Berlin, Gilliman, Gillum are the main.
Oh, it's
boys.
a different one.
Strong
Okay.
in almost every way, the jack of all trades kind of group that are a little bit too strong, and that's a lore problem. But the White Scars by Jagatai Khan are all about speed freaks, go fast. We're talking attack bikes. We're talking land
That's
speeders.
cool.
You want to go in quick. You want to hit them hard.
Motorcycles.
You want them to be swarming around like buzzflies, buzz saws. With the speed of buzzsaws. Fuck you, Pale King. Salamanders love fire. Fire in the forge, fire in battle. Flamers, melta-guns, multi-meltas. Just so long as something can be burning, that's big. And they're also actually some of the nicest of the Space Marines. A lot of Space Marines have this kind of like holier-than-thou thing because of their genetic strength.
Oh, I kind of like these
However,
guys.
the Salamanders tend to put human lives above the lives of themselves, which is actually rather rare.
Wow, salamanders are the big sweetie pies. Aw. They also look cool. They look literally me. Green Dragon-esque. Stim is a salamander. I guess I am. Salamanders the only good guys. Oh, I kind of like them. I mean, I like evil, but they're kind of cool because they're different.
They're also all black, but not like just regular black, like 2 a.m. line at a White Castle. Black, like they have a charcoal.
They're like
dark, ashy
drow,
exterior
kind
and
of
blazing red eyes. Apparently, something about living on their home planet of Nocturne, which I don't know if that makes much sense, but who cares? This is like fantasy land anyway. Overall,
yeah, who cares? It's
Salamanders
fantasy
are actually
land.
my personal favorite legions because they're just really cool. They're fun to play as because of all their flamer weapons.
They're cool.
And they have a nice, like, more heartwarming lore.
I might be a little bit
as
of a
opposed
pyro,
to being
though.
super evil like everyone else is. Oh my god, we're not even a quarter of the way through the Space Marine legions. Imperial Fists believe in the power of the siege.
Is that a
defensive
flying
positions.
baby? What the heck was that? Huh? Where was that? That was crazy. Is that a flying baby with a helmet on? Oh, he will explain those? I'm guessing this is supposed to be like some kind of messed up like cherub type thing. Oh my god, that one's like a corpse. What the? These guys are... Ugh. These look like evil paladins.
Raven Guards, master of stealth and sabotage while having bird helmets. Iron Hands, masters of machines and vehicles while being really goddamn good at being sold on eBay after one nerf. Space Wolves, Vikings and wolves, and tons of wolves and axes,
cool,
battle axes,
Vikings.
fur everywhere. Space Wolves, angry, big teeth. Blood Angels, the genetic defect to make them want to drink blood and go crazy.
What? They got like some blood magic type shit over here. Like they drink blood and go crazy. Holy hell, they're cool.
Called the Red Thirst. They have cupid wings and stuff, which is a little bit strange, and they are all super gay for Sanguinius.
Oh my god, I love the super gay vampires.
Dark Angels are old school knights and inner circle theme, and
Are you a heretic?
Me?
Oh.
No, never.
No.
Once in a blue moon, I know.
Death Watch, fancy pantsy anti-Xenos group that nobody plays because Death Watch, and they look cool though, but no one plays them. I don't know about Death Watch. They're there though.
What's a
Black
Death Watch?
Templars, for the people who,
Ooh.
if you haven't prayed at least 3 times a day, you're gonna start praying out that airlock. And I'm sure there's some other chapters I may have missed as well, like Crimson Fists and stuff. But those are the main ones right here. Here, quote from the Emperor himself.
Okay.
They shall be my finest warriors, these men who give of themselves to me. Like clay I shall mold them, and in the furnace of war I shall forge them. They shall be of iron will and steely sinew. In great armor I shall clad them, and with the mightiest weapons shall they be armed. They will be untouched by plague or disease, no sickness shall blight them. They shall have such tactics, strategies, and machines that no foe will best them in battle. They are my bulwark against the terror. They are my defenders of humanity. They are my space marines, and they shall know no fear.
Okay. Space Marines is what I thought of. Is what I thought all of Warhammer was, basically. This is what it made me think it was like a StarCraft type game. But after hearing about the different Space Marine factions, I kind of really like Space Marines. I don't know if that's a hot take or not, but they're kind of cool. They're kind of really cool. I was like, I will absolutely not like soldier mech dudes, but I don't know. The factions of Space Marines are really cool. I like how specialized they are, and I like how they have a Primarch. I like how they are under a certain Primarch and they get like certain abilities from that Primarch. You know, like the stealthy guys, the fire guys, the fast guys, the death paladin guys, the vampire guys. They all get like abilities from their Primarch. That's really cool. I like that. But maybe that's just me. I like labels and being like sorted into factions. I like deciding where I would be, just like the sorting hat in Harry Potter. I like being sorted into a faction, so maybe that's part of it. They all have a dad, so that's really nice. That is really nice and really rare these days.
And on the tabletop, they fuck. They
fuck.
As of making this video, Space Marines are laughably strong. That might change at some point, but overall, Space Marines just have it's like a Swiss Army knife, a tool for anything you need, except it's like a gold-plated Swiss Army knife. It is extremely strong. If you are actually getting into the tabletop of Warhammer, Space Marines are a great start.
Okay.
Also, whatever gameplay style you have, whether you want to be sit back with long range and heavy weaponry, go fast and run in, or even just full melee, all of these options are totally there for you. Space Marines are super badass, but unfortunately, it's time we start praying to our new god, the 2011 Honda Civic.
So is it any wonder people are afraid of technology?
Technology! The Adeptus Mechanicus.
Oh,
the Adeptus Mechanicus are a technophile cult
guys
on Mars. Now, these people are a little bit weird because
these are the cool people in the start who were like half robot. I thought they were steampunk, but they're looking a little less steampunk now. That's me. It's literally me. Oh, you guys like these robot guys? They look really cool. They're like they're kind of like cyborgs.
Because they don't actually really believe in the Emperor of Mankind. And you might think, oh, whoa, Berkey, that sounds like some
heretic stuff.
A little bit. They believe in the Emperor, they believe in his power, but they don't pray to him. They pray.
Do they keep the Emperor alive? Because they look a lot like the Emperor did in his artwork, with the like tubes coming out of him and stuff.
To something called the Omnissiah.
Oh, they don't. Okay.
And the Omnissiah is this kind of machine god that they believe permeates in all machines.
Oh.
And if you think, well, wait a minute, they believe in a different god as well?
How is that
sounds
okay?
like super heresy. Well, yes-ish, but they also make all your guns.
Oh!
And they make all your tanks.
So we'll let you believe in your heresy god if you supply us with weapons of mass destruction and tanks and all the stuff that we need. So you guys can believe in your silly little god over there, but you have to give us the guns. This is too real. It's too real.
And they make everything that you have.
Uh-huh.
So you can't really tell them to fuck off because you're not gonna win nothing if you don't got stuff to shoot people with.
Yeah.
See, their Omnissiah at least makes sense from their standpoint. They believe it to be a deity that permeates through all machines. Your Honda Civic, your standard bolt gun, your Dune Strider Walker, your giant mechs, your huge ships.
Wow,
the Omnissiah
that's
is
interesting.
present through all. And the only reason your stuff works is because the machine's spirit in it says it works. If you want
Wait,
your gun-
what? How is this? Huh? My brain is trying to figure this out. They believe in a machine god. They don't believe in like science, or they believe in both. They believe the machine god works with technology and science, but it's, huh? Kind of both. So they think anything that they make is only working because there's a machine god in it, but also because they made it. Huh. They pray to the machine god, but know how it works, kind of. Okay. Interesting. That's cool.
To work, your tank to run, you must pray to it.
Oh, it's why you see machine stuff covered in religious symbols. So they build the machines, but then also pray to the machines because they believe the machine god is in it, making it work correctly. You have to prepare a working receptacle for the spirit. Ah, okay, that's interesting.
And I mean, full stop. You need to start chanting in high Gothic. You need to burn incense.
Whoa,
you need
that
to
guy's
sit
cool.
on your knees.
What? That guy's cool. Holy shit. Wow, these guys are cool. I love this. I didn't think I would love where this like divinity meets machinery kind of action, but it looks heckin' cool.
And pray to that car. You need to rub oil on your robes, and you need to go ahomina, homina, 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 homina. Full stop. If you want your damn thing to work, if you want your gun to fire, you need to do that.
That's
they are
cool.
very bizarre, and they
look
actually
so
have a bit
cool.
of a point because it's obviously working. And if you look at them, I don't know how that works. So they obviously know something.
Yeah, I don't know
about
how
what they're
that
doing.
works.
The most
I mean, look at them. How does that work? How does it work? How are these guys made? Are they humans that were made into this, or were they born like this? Were they created as machines? People? Like, did someone build them, or were they born? I don't know, but I want to know. They slowly replace themselves. What? That is so metal. Holy shit. They modded their Nintendo. Oh my god, that's
member
cool.
Of the Adeptus Mechanicus is Archmagos, Magos, whatever. Belisarius Call. Look at this dude. Look at this dude.
He's cool.
Yeah. This is the group we're talking about. These are these weirdos. Here, the Omnissiah Creed. The credo, Omnissiah.
Uh-huh.
There is no truth in flesh, only betrayal. There is no strength in flesh, only weakness. There is no constancy in flesh, only decay. There is no certainty in flesh, but death.
Whoa,
Flesh
that's
is
metal.
weakness, flesh is death.
Well, how do they... I'm just wondering. Flesh is like betrayal and stuff, but like, how do they copulate? Like, do they got parts for that? Are those the parts that they replace? Just thinking. Just thinking.
The Omnissiah is the god of the machines, and if you wish to be whole, if you wish to be holy, if you wish to give unto him, you must saw down your limbs and remove your organs and replace them with mechanical parts, because that is what he wants, and that is how you will become enlightened. Hard technophiles mixed with religious extremism. Adeptus Mechanicus.
Okay, they're my new favorite. They're my new favorite. I feel like every time a new faction gets introduced, I'm gonna be like, they're my new favorite. Because they keep getting cooler. They keep getting cooler. But these guys are really hacking cool. Rough Boy did the Art of Leah as one of these guys. Oh, that's what that was a reference to. I was wondering. Very cool, very cool, very cool. So they literally think to be the strongest, most like pure, closest to their god, they have to replace as much humanness of themselves as they can to be more less fleshy. So like throughout their life, I guess the most devoted ones, or the most like high ranking ones, will be more mechanical. They're more devoted. That's really cool.
For their army side of things, they are with the Skitari. The Skitari operate with very bizarre weaponry and lots of different kinds of vehicles, tanks, and different people in between. They're very weird, but they have extremely wacky and enjoyable, and in fact quite effective, both in the real game and in the lore, weaponry and gear. Overall, as an army on tabletop, they're very weird and have a whole bunch of different
Holy cow!
But if you like kind of that
Wait, what is that? That's his head up there? Holy cow, that is so cool. What the? I'm trying to figure out where all these limbs are going. Oh my god, imagine painting that. That's Belisarius' Call. That's an extra skull. Oh, that's an extra. Okay. You imagine painting these figurines? That is so detailed. That would be extremely difficult. That is really cool. That's his comfort skull. Yes. That's his like little telescope up there. Beep boop. Beep boop. Beep boop. Scanning for threats.
Wacky techno thing, I'd give them a pickup. Hell, they're so paranoid. I gotta keep going. They're so paranoid and crazy. These Dune Striders you see right here, one guy was able to make them work. One guy, and he died. And they're so scared they'll never work again that they keep them on and they never turn them off.
Oh my god.
And they run around in a circle the whole
what?
time until they need them, and then they corral it.
That is so funny.
Yep. The Adeptus Mechanicus. Now, if you want to talk about faith, though, let's talk about the Sisters of Battle.
Oh.
A simp has fallen for an e-girl in Lego City.
A simp.
The Sisters of Battle of the Adeptus Sororitas, if that's how I pronounce it correctly, is an all-female group of battle sisters going through the ecclesiarchy section of the Imperium.
Okay.
The ecclesiarchy is, of course, the church.
These are like
a private.
Are these like battle nuns? That sounds so cool. They're like battle nuns. They're like, yes, we live in the church until we take our fucking guns out and destroy you because we're badass battle nuns. Just wait till you see the cherubs, okay?
Private army of the church, which is scary. And it is. The sisters are an extremely zealotous force, and they take this to a full extreme. They believe in three main things: faith, martyrdom, and fire. Through the bolter, the flamer, and the melta, the Sisters of Battle are extremely potent at taking out chaos and heretics. Mainly heretics, because as they are a fighting...
Did someone say heretics? I might have ham-boned myself by saying I was a heretic. I don't want no battle nuns after me. I don't want the sisters after me. Scatter, scatter, everybody scatter.
Section of the ecclesiarchy church, that's the big thing they want to kill. Any form of heretic will face the Emperor's justice through those three main weapons: the bolter, the flamer, and the melta, and they will do so with extreme prejudice.
Oh shit,
Literally.
I'm in trouble.
They are the closest things we have to nuns in space. And I'm talking hardcore nuns. They carry holy fire on their backs.
I thought that was a chair, but that's on her back? Holy. What? That's her outfit in the morning? She's like, you know what? Gotta set the mood. Gotta set the intention for the day. Put my skull backpack on with my flamethrower. It's gonna be a good day killing heretics. It's gonna be a good day.
They have holy books and sigils all across their armor. Their main battle tank is a fucking pipe organ missile launcher. They have
the noises coming out of that thing in battle?
Have small babies that they have like removed their brain capacity
What?
to make them little servant cherubs to fly around and give them ammunition and shit.
What?
They drop churches from low orbit as mini drop pods onto battles. They drop.
Are they converting people in the middle of a battle? They're just like, drop a church on these heretics. Heretics? Drop a church on him. Bring out one of the big boys. We're dropping a church. Church bomb. There's nothing to convert. True. I guess they're not even converting. They're just dropping a church bomb on them. They're like, repent and die. They're converting the heretics into the fucking soil, into the ground. They're converting their corpses. Oh my god, these ladies are crazy. They're amazing.
Into battles, and they blare war hymns and holy music from their frigates in low atmosphere and shower holy water across the battlefield. These are the people you are dealing with, and they're fucking awesome.
They're cool.
Can literally stave off demons on the tabletop.
Wait, there's actually demons in this game too? Oh, we haven't got to the demons yet, but that's kind of cool. I thought when they were just saying they use holy water, it was like, it's holy water for them. They think it works, but to everyone else, it's just like, what the who the fuck has this water in my face? But it's actually holy water, and there's actually demons. Oh, there's a whole other part to this that we haven't even got to yet.
Because their faith is that strong. Remember the warp, the demons from the warp? Well, the warp also manifests in your mind. All of your emotions, negative and positive, go through the warp. It's the immaterium, the place of all things. So if you are that mentally fortified, that mentally strong, you can stave off horrifying demons.
Wow.
And all these girls, not a crack.
not a
crack in that mental armor. Now, as much as a meme as they are, and as much as their models look a lot like Ongo the Bloglian, which I can't unsee anymore, I gotta say,
that is
I
so
love
funny.
their design. I think they're extremely cool. They're another army that I'm currently collecting. They just released a whole new...
Okay, and I'm sorry to relate this to WoW, but this reminds me of like the Scarlet Crusade. They got the same colors. They got the red, white, and gold, and they got the like, whatchamacalled? The not heretics. They've got the fanatic. Yeah, the fanatic worship thing going down. Very similar. Okay, I guess that is a similar color scheme in general for religion in games, but in stories. Perhaps one is based on the other. Which one came first? Did Warhammer come before Warcraft? Or did Warcraft come before Warhammer? The chicken or the egg, you might say. I don't know.
Line of figures very recently, and they look wonderful. Everything from Celestine, the living, literally undying saint, from the triumph of Saint Catherine, which is literally a funeral procession as a model. Those organ tanks I mentioned earlier.
That is
this
so
shit
sick.
Is the most
I like that.
badassery in a lot of the Warhammer universe, and goddamn it, is it over the top. But Sisters of Battle are so cool. While I'm a guardsman at heart, this is such a cool faction.
I agree, it's cool.
Bolter Shell, Flamer Burst, and Melta Blast, the mutant, the heretic, and the traitor alike are cleansed of their sin of existence. So it has been for...
So for the mutant, are they talking about aliens, I guess? Or like actual mutants? They will cleanse anyone who's not like a human, basically, that believes in the Emperor. No, actual... Oh, okay, actual mutants are a thing too. Okay.
For 5 millennia, so shall it be until the end of time. And speaking of burning demons,
I can see!
Burning demons.
the Grey Knights are the first army I actually collected back in 7th edition. The Grey
Okay.
Knights are a super secretive and much more old school look at power armored knights.
This is reminding me of the Brotherhood of Steel from Fallout, which I'm sure is based off this, because I doubt Fallout came before Warhammer.
Except they are all psychers. All of them have that
they're
crazy
psychers.
space
Okay,
magic
cool.
magician shit. For every 100,000 guardsmen, there's one Grey Knight. For
Whoa.
every 10,000 Sisters of Battle, there's one Grey Knight. For every 1,000 Space Marines, there's one
They're
Grey
that
Knight.
strong?
Grey Knights are the strongest of the strong, both in mental will and absolute.
Wait, he said 10,000 Battle Sisters equals one Grey Knight? Oh my god, that's crazy. Like, these guys must be hella strong then, because those Battle Sisters were heckin' strong. Oh, these guys are cool. He was talking about rarity, not strength. Ah, okay. Okay. But they must be pretty strong to be that rare. Maybe.
Strength. These are Space Marines that are all high-level psychers, all of them able to specifically do one goal, and that is kill demons. The
Hell
Emperor
yeah,
believed
brother.
that the demons of chaos were the #1 threat to the Imperium, and he probably is right. However, this group is entirely based on doing that through a myriad of tactics. Coming from the planet, or I guess the moon of Titan in the Sol system, the Grey Knights are thrown through extremely rigorous training and are as clear of mind and soul as they possibly can be.
These are like the Navy SEALs with psychic powers. And they're from the moon. That's pretty cool.
The demons of the warp are the warp, and your mind projects to the warp, people can go insane very fast, especially lower level psychers. These Grey Knights need to be able to harness the warp in the presence of demons and stay perfectly sane. One of their characters, one of my favorite characters, is named Castellan Crow.
Castellan Crow.
He has a demon blade, the black blade of Mahamahama, and he has to have
The Black Blade of Mahamahama. Is that his actual name?
it on him because it tempts everyone nearby, constantly beckoning them.
Oh my god, we got a sentient weapon. Hell yeah. This is really cool. These guys are sweet. He has corrupted Ashbringer. Ah, that's so cool.
Use my power, use my strength, suck my penis.
Wait.
Whatever the possible.
Wait. Huh? Is that what the sword's saying? Is that what the sword's saying?
And so he has to keep it on him all the time.
I gotta get the
as this thing
sword.
whispers to him consistently, and he has to stave it off forever, being alone in his chambers or on the battlefield.
Alone in his chambers with the sword that wants to suck him off? Excuse me? Where is this lore going?
Because anyone who gets too close to it might be tempted a little too hard. He is that pure of heart and mind, and all the characters in the Grey
never
Knights
mind. He's pure
are
of heart and
basically
mind.
like that. The only issue is that Grey Knights have a scorched earth policy. More ways than one. If they're fighting demons, demons corrupt and make people crazy. So if I'm a guardsman and I'm fighting demons and the Grey Knights arrive and they kill all the demons, I'm a risk.
Yeah.
And so guess who's not making it out of there?
No witnesses.
On the tabletop, they're very strike fast, strike hard kind of people. They teleport all around the place.
Oh, they
They're
teleport!
fast strike groups, small amounts of models because they're so dang strong. You only have so many characters, but
You guys, I think Grey Knights are my favorite now. I keep changing my mind, but I think Grey Knights are my favorite. They're so cool. They're like super duper strong, like Knight Templar types with like psychic powers and like special weapons. Me when everything's cool. Wow, wow. Oh my god, what? Oh my god. Get through the video, then decide the favorite. True. You'll like the salamanders? Yeah, we learned about the salamanders. They were the fire people who were nice.
with it, you get in there, you're very tough, very tanky, you hit really hard, and you try to bounce around the battlefield quickly, but you don't have numbers, and so every dead Grey Knight hits really damn hard. They're fun, though, if you like that kind of fast-striking kind of army. Oh, and also, Caldor Drago is a thing. We're not even going to get into Caldor Drago.
What?
All right, that is, oh my goodness gracious.
What's
I am the
Caldor
hammer,
Drago?
I am the mail about his fist. I am the spear in his hand. Though we are lost, I am the shield on his arm. I am the flight of his arrows. I am the hammer. I am the sword. I am the shield. I am a soldier at the battle at the end of time.
He's everything. He's everything. He is everything. He is the sword. He is the shield. He is the hammer. He is the arrows. He is the soldier. He is the end of time.
Grey Knights are pretty hardcore. They are as holy as you can get for a Space Marine. If you like Space Marines and you want to, you know that they're holy enough, you want to be holier? Grey Knights. Now, if you want to be holier and big, let's talk Imperial Knights.
Whoa!
Do you like gigantic walkers the size of homes or medium-sized buildings?
Big chunky
boys. Do you want to
boys.
kill heretics, but you want to kill like 40 of them per turn? Do you want a gigantic old-school knight noble house style of walkers
I do.
giant chainsaw
I do.
Then you got Imperial Knights.
I want chainsaw
Imperial
arms.
Knights, it's not a whole lot to talk about them because they're just gigantic walkers, but they have this old-school
They look like
house.
They look like turtles. They look like mecha Gundam turtles with like chainsaws and machine guns. I'm digging the vibe. I like the thought of just sweeping my chainsaw arm and killing 40 people in one swing. That's sweet. That's heckin' sweet. They got the gaming posture. They're little shrimpies.
Feel to them, like literally like they're houses. Each Imperial Knight comes from a house, and each of them act in their own special way. These behemoth of walkers also destroy almost everything in their path, killing full swaths of squads in a couple shots, stepping on legions of troops. Like, these things do not mess around. And they look so cool.
They look
Imperial
so cool.
Knights and Chaos Knights, actually, for that matter, don't have a whole lot to discuss. They're just super big, heavy walkers, and they look different depending on your house or Chaos God you currently believe in.
Ooh, Chaos
and
Gods!
Overall, these things are just really cool if you want to murder everything in your path.
I'm excited to learn about the Chaos Gods. I bet, is that this video? I know this video is more about the human faction, so maybe not. But I like the Chaos Gods. That's all.
The big, scary, big unit of Warhammer, and if you want to collect them, go to town. They make for a great painting project too. Game more back down
we
to
should
Earth.
paint one, chat.
Let's talk something about a little bit different, a little more gold.
Ooh, I like
If
gold and
Guardsmen
shiny.
are regular soldiers, Space Marines are super soldiers, Grey Knights are super soldiers, the Adeptus Custodes are super soldiers cubed. The Adeptus Custodes are the third major army I own. I know, 3 armies. I know, I got carried away, okay? But that's all. I only have 3, okay?
Wait, Bricky has 3 armies? Like whole armies? Oh my gosh. That's a lot of little miniatures. He has more now? Wow, that's cool. But I guess to play Warhammer, you need to have friends that also have armies. So you really need to be in the Warhammer community to play TTRPG Warhammer. Unless they have like little placeholders you can use. Because like it seems like it'd be a lot of work to get to the point to actually play. They have locals like Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh, oh my god, imagine the carrying case. You'd be like a soccer mom showing up to your locals with all your duffel bags and miniatures and all your stuff. Oh, you can play it on tabletop sim. Okay. Like so cool.
They are our final brand of Space Marines, but these ones are super special.
Super duper special.
If a Guardsman is 6 foot, a Space Marine is 7 feet, a Custodian is 8 feet. These are the giant defenders of Holy Terra, which is also Earth. Earth is Terra. Terra.
Earth is Terra.
Themselves. These are the people that literally guard the Emperor's
Oh,
throne.
that makes sense.
And Custodes. These boys protect the Emperor.
They're the custodians of the Emperor. They're like the super secret special force. Super duper powerful secret force of the Emperor. And they're all golden.
Room at all times and are literally like handcrafted people. They're not humans brought up by a gene seer or something. These are all handcrafted super soldiers. I think from a tube. These
tube babies
of men are like 8 feet, 8.5 feet tall, and functionally immortal.
What?
They stand still, spear in hand, for hundreds of years.
What?
Without the need to sleep and barely even the need to eat.
What the?
Watching over the throne room and every other area
of
Holy Terra for their entire purpose in life. And oh my lord, are they terrifying.
Oh my god, what? They're tube babies created in the science lab. They don't need to eat. They don't need to sleep. They just stand there for hundreds of years watching the Emperor. Oh my god, custodians are powerful. So powerful that any battle they are sent to is already recorded as one. What? Oh my god, these guys are so cool. How are they real? I feel like everybody else got power crept by the custodies. What? They don't even have to like eat like normal people. They just, I guess there's not a lot of them, but I mean, one custody versus like 100 battle sisters. Custody wins. Clears.
These custodians put Space Marines to shame. If you liked your super soldiers, these are your super mega soldiers. One of these men can take on probably 3 Space Marines and most likely win. There are many different groups of custodians as well, like the Solar Watch, or there's also one of my personal favorite, the Aquilin Shield. The Aquilin Shield go out to seemingly unimportant individuals and protect them because they believe that they are going to be doing something very important in their lives. For instance, let's say a regular guardsman gets the protection of this giant 8.5-foot tall golden god because that guardsman will end up becoming a general one day. Or something of that nature.
Interesting.
The custodians work in mysterious ways and are almost always outnumbered, but never outmatched. These people are pretty horrifying, both on the tabletop as well as in the lore. There are very
Okay. Is there a movie? Is there a Warhammer movie or something? Because I want to see this, like, I want to see this animated or something. Because this sounds metal as hell. This is so cool. Are they, like, in, like, a video game? Or are there cinematics or something? Because this would be really cool to watch actually play out. There is Adeptus Astartes fan animation. There's about to be an Amazon series. Oh. There are cinematics? Oh, okay. Maybe we'll watch the cinematics later and the short movies. I want to see this animated. I want to see this, like, I want to see it. I want to see it. It sounds so heckin' cool. I want to see these guys fight. I want this.
very few of them, however. There's actually an extremely small amount of them. But that's kind of the point. There's only so many of these people that can have war gear this strong, weapons this powerful, and training this good. And the custodians have all 3 of it. For 100 years, I stood my watch amidst the somber shadows of the Sanctum Imperialis. I was still as a statue, but always ready. Always attuned to dangers unseen. Days, months, years passed by in a frenzied blur beyond those walls, yet within, little moved and nothing changed.
How do they not go insane? Like, they must have superhuman brains? How do you not go insane standing in one spot for years where nothing happens? You're just standing there. Their power cupped insanity, lifetime of mental training, and serious devote. That's insane! Like, everything is impressive about them, but the most impressive thing to me is that they can stand there for years, not seeing anything, not talking, nothing, just standing there and not go crazy and not, like, have to move, like, want to twitch and move. That's impressive. They just stand and stare. That's crazy. You think they started off sane? I mean, I guess. I guess not. Probably not.
For 100 years, I did not but wait. Yet had any threat appeared, I would have struck it down in a heartbeat.
I believe him.
For 100 years, I stood my watch, and as it ends, I can tell you this: patience is a weapon.
They're playing Tearlament mirrors in their minds. That is so messed up.
The custodians are the top dogs of the Imperium, and they hurt just that same way. Though I do want to discuss a little bit about the Sisters of Silence before we get out of here. Because the Sisters of Silence I also have a few of, and they're really fun, but they don't get enough attention. These kind of baldies ladies are a whole group of pariahs, or also known as blanks. We'll be referring to them as blanks from now on.
Blanks?
So as every mind is somewhat connected to the warp, these blanks are a genetic mutation that has it suppressed heavily. Because of that mind suppression, normal people feel this weird, like, uncomfortable nature when around them.
I think they look hot with their ponytails. But when they say Stim is a bald bat, I can't talk. Stim is a bald baddie. I guess you'll never know. But they call them blanks because their mind is like shut off from the warp. So they don't like, I'm guessing. That's kind of cool. They're like genetically mutated to not be influenced by the warp.
When a Sister of Silence walks past them, you feel ill. You feel just uncomfortable and strange. So most of them don't actually live past childhood. Because once they are birthed, they're, well, you know, killed or something at a very young age because they just emit a horrifying aura.
What?
These ladies, however, are guardians of the throne as well.
Oh my
for
God.
More psychic threats. See, none of the custodians are psychers, so they have a difficult time dealing with major demons.
Wait, what? The custodians aren't... I just assumed the custodians were psychers because they're so strong, but the custodians aren't psychers? Whoa, that's interesting. That's weird. You would think that the like most super powerful guards are also psychers. Would leave them too vulnerable. Oh, from influence from the warp, I guess? From demons? Okay.
Kinds of psychic phenomena. These sisters are extremely specialized in it. All of them taking a vow of silence as they don't speak.
So when they were kids, they were just like the creepy weird kid and no one really knew why. They just gave off bad vibes and they would just kill them. Cause they're just a creepy weird kid that didn't talk and wasn't connected to the warp. So they're like, I don't know, did you see Sally over there? I mean, she's a little strange. You might have like, you know? Well, let's look at the flowers, Sally. Boom. That's what they were doing. And then the ones who did grow up became these silent sisters. Wild.
Hence the term Sisters of Silence, but they communicate through hand gestures and things of that nature. But if there's a demon issue, if there's any kind of warp-based problem, the sisters are extremely adept at dealing with them, thanks to their blank gene. They normally work a lot of the time with the custodians because they have to deal with both
they look
kinds
sick
of
as
threats,
hell.
but they're not represented that way on the tabletop. In fact, they
I like how the custodians are gold and the silent sisters are silver. I also really like her sword. Holy shit, that's cool. They look so cool. Who did these designs? That's amazing.
only have like one real model for them, which is very unfortunate. I hope they'll get some like news soon because I think they should really be working together as it is that way in the lore, but hopefully we'll get there soon. But if we're talking about blanks, let's talk assassins.
Oh! These little weirdos.
It's been a long video. We're about to round it out. We got this and one more human thing and then we're done.
I'm doing good.
Assassins though, the Officio Assassinorum, oh boy, these people are deadly.
Is this just like Call of Duty here? The assassin's just the Call of Duty guy? I don't know what they're called. With the face paint and the... Yes? Are we in Call of Duty Black Ops right now? It's Ghost from Call of Duty! Yeah, that's what I'm saying! That's what I'm saying!
Assassins, they should be, but oh man! These people will mess you up. So, these are...
They're gonna mess you up! They're so cool, they're just gonna mess you up.
Are from the Officio Assassinorum, a very special organization.
Oh, cool
and they
logo.
are handpicked by the Grand Master of the Officio Assassinorum from the... Shit, what was it called? Schola Progenium.
Whoa.
It's basically an orphan school. Your parents got murdered by demons or something. You get sent to this and you get trained to be whatever. Tempestus Drop Troop, an Inquisitor, maybe even. Maybe
Helsing.
you get a blank gene and you get thrown into the Sisters of Silence, or sometimes you just disappear. When you are taken, however, you go to one of 4 temples because the Assassinorum work.
This is giving me like fan fiction vibe. It's like when the protagonists, their parents are dead and they have a horrible like backstory. So they go to like this special school for orphan kids who have like special powers, and then they get sorted into like special houses and trained to become like deadly assassins because they're so special. That's what this is giving me right now. Like someone's self-insert fan fiction. I mean, I'm here for it. I love a good self-insert fan fiction where I have a tragic backstory and I have special, super duper special assassin.
The temple style of things. These temples are the Vindicare, Caluxus, Calidus, and Eversor temples. Let's start with the Vindicare. I'm far away. I've been sitting here for 3 weeks. Poof! The Vindicare Temple is the main sniper base.
I got jump scared.
Gigantic sniper rifles for all these assassins.
The
Their
snipers.
whole point is to be able to be in a spot and sit there, eye and scope, for weeks, waiting
my
for
God,
their perfect
for
target,
weeks.
taking people out from literal miles away after extremely long time periods. The Vindicare Temple is about precise, perfect aim. There have been reports of Vindicares being able to single out particular body parts from over 2-3 miles away.
Miles!
Temples in the head, the jugular, for instance, and been sitting there after weeks. And when they're ready, take that shot. Time is.
So these are all under, these are like special types in the assassins, if I remember correctly, and these are the snipers. Okay.
Done. Packs them up. The Calidus Temple, however, is a lot more about shape-shifting and deviant art. It's mostly a female-based one, or at least it seems to be.
It's Mystique.
And this allows a lot of body augmentation for certain individuals to be able to kind of transmorph themselves and infiltrate areas that are problems. These assassins.
These are
will
like
end up taking
these are the disguise self bard types. They can change their like bodies to like infiltrate. They can disguise themselves basically to be someone else and infiltrate, and then they go sneak up and go pew 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 pew. I see.
Missions that take them years, 2-3 years, to infiltrate.
They're spies.
A heretical
They're totally
group
spies.
and slowly work their way up, just to get enough time to put a bullet into the main target's head and then escape unharmed.
That's a long
Or
game.
become the main target and sabotage it from within. These are all completely about deception, mind tricks, polymorphing, and everything in between.
Cool.
And lots of drawings. Lots of drawings. The Eversword Temple. Just kind of disturbing.
Eversword, okay.
The Eversword Temple is about when you don't want anything to come back alive, friend or foe. You want it all dead. An Eversword is psychogenically conditioned with just psychotherapy and psychological torture to only feel violence, hatred, and anger. It does the
my God,
Clockwork
what?
Orange style of thing of just making you forced to watch never-ending pain and misery and psycho conditioning, I guess.
Oh my God, these are the guys that are like tortured with like not being able to sleep and having to watch like the Dual Logs videos on repeat. This is like the psycho tortured, like insane people, I'm guessing. Holy.
Yes, is the term. And then they pump you full of tons of psychedelic drugs and they cryo freeze you. And then they drop you in an area where they just want to make sure everything is dead.
Oh
and
my
then
God, what the
defrost
fuck?
Full of.
This is like, even Warhammer isn't that grim dark. They literally drug you up, make you insane, torture you, so that you're not even human and you don't have any human senses. And then they just drop you like a nuke in an area and let you go crazy, let you go buck wild. They're like, what happens, happens. Go do your thing. Go do your thing. I mean, we'll turn our head. There's no war crimes anymore in this day and age. Everything is just normal. This is all fine. This is all normal. That's crazy. Imagine you're like a little kid and you're like super talented and you're like, I wonder what temple I'm gonna get sorted into. And they're like, you're going to the psycho guys. Good luck. Bye-bye. Good luck. And you're just a little kid like, what? I wanted to be a sniper.
Of just all this insane, mind-boggling psychotherapy and psychedelic drugs, and you just go to town. Yeah, if you don't care if anyone comes back alive. You're like, all right, lost cause, send them in. Finally, there's the most bizarre temple, the Caluxus Temple. The Caluxus assassins are feared even among the other temples. So that blank gene, the people will go to the Caluxus Temple with this as well. And this is where they can harness that to be massively anti-psyker or even just anti-regular people. They're seeing extreme fear and distrust among many, many people. They're described by the Eldar by quote, as being pure evil.
Oh,
imagine that uncomfortable
shit.
feeling from that blank gene I mentioned, and then imagine them being taught and given equipment to amplify it by 100.
Oh
If
my
normally
God.
regular people feel uncomfortable, now they are basically akin to being a siren wailing directly in your ear. And if you're a psyker, oh no. The sheer presence of a Cluxed assassin is enough for you to tear your skin off. You will rather gouge your eyes out and rip your nails off than even being near this person.
Oh my God,
the Cluxed
what?
assassin is when you want psychers to literally lose their minds, and they will go on their knees and ask you to gun them down because it is a suitable choice over being anywhere near you. The motto of that temple is
Holy
that
shit.
which is unknown and unseen commands the greatest fear. Now for the tabletop, assassins aren't that special. You can call them in no matter what.
Look at this goofy guy's little skull. I mean, I know he's badass and he's cool and he's a Cluxus assassin, but look at his little face. he's just a little guy. He's a little goofy guy.
Imperium faction you are, and they do a lot of work for themselves, but at the same time, they're very specialized and require a lot of finesse.
He's Morgan.
And they work the way you generally want them to, though. You want to cause some distortion and weird stuff, you take a Calidus. You want to just murder swaths of infantry and then blow up Eversor. You want to kill that one guy, Vindicare, and if you have a lot of Psychers, Coluxus. It's a nice little, like, jack of all trades if you have a specific thing you want to kill.
They're like little
and you can
add-ons.
choose which, which is really fun. But now, let's talk about the last human faction. We can round this video out before we do part 2. The Inquisition.
Oh!
We have a lot to talk about.
Inquisition. This sounds like some kind of like religious zealotry stuff. In my day, the Inquisition was part of the religions.
Oh boy. Where do I even begin with the Inquisition? Take every secret police you can think of. The KGB, the Gestapo, the CIA, FBI, any of these kinds of people. And then
that's what they're sending
mark
after me?
it up by about 10 and give them the most power in the entire Imperium. No, you know what? How about this?
Okay.
This right here, it's not just a quote. This is the imperial motto.
Okay.
The motto of the Inquisition. I apologize for my bad pronunciation. Innocentia nihil probat. Innocence proves nothing.
What? That's the opposite of the law. Isn't it innocent until proven guilty? What do you mean innocence proves nothing? That just means you can do whatever you want. What?
The
Not
most
to these guys.
powerful organization in the Imperium, the secret police, their #1 motto is innocence proves nothing. The Inquisition goes around like the secret police or like detectives to find issues in the Imperium.
Oh my
and they have different
gosh.
ordos depending on which.
These guys are like, the secret police can do anything they want. They don't care if you're innocent or not. They just decide. They just decide your fate. They don't give a damn about your innocence or your story. They're just like, you're dead. You're dead. What? Also, this girl looks really cool and hot. She looks like a witch hunter or something. I mean, so it looks like nobody is innocent or whatsoever. Huh. Okay. Wait, are these the people that are gonna come after me if I'm a heretic?
Which one we're talking about. The Ordo Hereticus, the Ordo Xenos, the Ordo Malleus, for instance, and a whole bunch of other ones. Hereticus is obvious, they deal with heretics. Xenos tries to find alien threats, and Malleus is demons. They all have different specializations in what they're trying to go for as this Inquisitor. And that's what they're called, Inquisitors. Each of them, as an Inquisitor, has their own free reign to do as they wish. They may have a ship and a crew, and they go out to find
Okay. They're kind of cool. They're like very special. They're like the main character. They will send those after you. So if you're a demon, the demon guy's going after you. If you're a heretic, the heretic guy's going after you. And if you're a what was the other one? An alien. There's an anti-alien guy that's going after you. And they're like the best of the best, the secret order. They're going to find you no matter where you are, no matter if it takes them 100 years, they're going to find you. Damn. And they don't care about your story. They just decide your fate.
And problems and interrogate people a lot. They are above the law in every
They kind of remind me of
department.
like bounty hunters.
Over Space Marines. Now, the Space Marines might argue against them and stuff, and there might be a lot of blowback, but technically they are above them as Inquisitors. They are looking to investigate and figure out coups and cults and demonic incursions and possible Xenos issues like gene stealers or a new threat coming into an area. They're about learning that stuff and actually doing detective work. And memes aside, they're pretty good at it. The Inquisition having all of this power does make them a little bit power hungry and frantic sometimes.
I can
And
imagine.
Yes, it is still a bad thing, but most of them are pretty good at their job. And they spend a lot of time being very diligent.
Is this Marie Antoinette as an inquisitor? Like, what? She didn't die. She just became an inquisitor. She's gonna find you and make you eat cake.
To make sure that all of these leads they follow are proper and correct. They're basically space detectives with just enormous power and sometimes a bit of a power complex. And we haven't even talked about Exterminatus yet.
Exterminatus.
Exterminatus is deeming a planet unfit to be saved.
Oh.
I deem that this planet is demon infested and taking it back will cost too many resources and is not worth it. I have now committed Exterminatus on this planet. I will now sign the death warrant of an entire Imperium
Oh my
planet,
God,
as
they
it
have
is
the power?
unfit to take and better to be destroyed than allow the enemy to hold it. This can mean saturation bombardment. This can mean cracking the planet's core and breaking it apart. Doesn't matter. Render this planet inhospitable to all life. Yes, the innocent.
Who do these guys answer to? Who do these guys answer to? The Emperor himself? I thought the Emperor didn't talk or anything. He just sat on his chair. This is crazy. They could just be like, I'm unbothered to deal with this planet, so we're going to blow it up. We're just going to blow it up. The High Lords of Terra is who they answer to. The High Lords. I don't think we've learned them yet. That's crazy. These Inquisitors can just blow up whole planets?
Innocence proves nothing people are the only people who can choose this planet must die in its entirety. Yeah, you're playing the villain. That is meaning a lot, but most Inquisitors are very rare to do Exterminatus. Exterminatus is a very
pretty
crazy
cool.
thing. There's only so many worlds that you don't want to destroy all of them. Now, naturally, with the memes aside, there are some people who are a little bit rough on this one. But most Inquisitors
Titus
generally
Kiptman?
don't like to do Exterminatus a ton, but it is an option they have. And it's a crazy option when you
Definitely
think about
not
it.
gay for
Secret Police
Celestine.
Inquisition are unfortunately not represented on the tabletop very much. You generally kind of put one in your army if you feel like it. You have a couple special options there and some side content, but they're not really fleshed out very well, and personally they need a lot more stuff put in there, and they really need a lot more effort put into them.
Okay.
They're not quite where I want them to be. Overall, the Inquisition...
So, how are they not where, like, he wants them to be yet? Because how long has this game been out for? Do they just not update all the factions for, like, a long time? Because I feel like... is this game getting updated all the time, like, currently? Because it's been out for a long time, I assume. They update the factions, but balance is hard. Oh, okay. I guess that if you have that many factions, that's that big of a game. Because he's said that a few times, that there's some factions that they're like, they're okay. They could be better. They release new editions every few years. The Inquisition isn't exactly a faction. Oh, it's just like... it's like a subset of a faction, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, sub-faction.
Inquisition makes for a lot of the best storytelling as well, because it's a little bit hard to talk about a big story of a whole bunch of Space Marines killing something, right? It's just a big battle story. It's not as interesting. Having that intrigue and that moral dilemma that an Inquisitor has makes for a lot better media. And honestly, the more people do it, I think it's better, because then it adds a little more humanity to the Warhammer horrible, horrible grimdarkness. And wow, we
Yay,
just
grimdark.
finished the humans, all right?
Yay,
Come back to part 2
humans.
when we talk about Chaos and Xenos, because we got to talk about the 4 Chaos gods and all the Chaos Marine Legions and the Tau and the Necrons and the Orcs and
Oh my gosh, I'm excited. Okay, part 2 sounds like my kind of guys. I love chaos and I love demons and I love creepy crawly things. Orcs, orcs, orcs. I also like horks. I think they're hot or something. They're cool. I mean, they're cool and strong. Yay! So that was all the human factions.
oh
Okay.
boy, we got a lot. I'll see you in part 2.
Bye, Bricky. All right, that was great. That was great. Oh my god, I love that. I'm surprised. I'm actually surprised. It was not what I expected. I didn't expect that this would be so grim dark. I didn't know it was like we're all the bad guys. It reminds me of like a D&D campaign where all the player characters are evil. And everyone's like, that is really hard to make it work because it's hard to make evil characters work together unless you actually make an evil campaign. But Warhammer is literally like the evil campaign, it seems like. Everything is just bad. Tech Guys and Grey Knights are my favorite. Grey Knights are my favorite. I'm gonna say it. I like the, oh, I can't remember their name. It was too much info. I do like the mechanical guys too. The tech guys, but I also like the Grey Knights. The Grey Knights are really cool. The Mechanicus. I do like the Mechanicus, but I think I like the Grey Knights too. The Grey Knights who have like the demon blades that talk to them. They're pretty cool. They're like very holiest of holy space marines that like trained for a long time. I kind of like them. Surprised myself, but I like them.